miles north of the Algerian border, and the sun is starting to set. We're in an endurance car rally, and I'm driving, and one of my best friends, Wendy, is navigating. We had been feeling really good. Things are going really well. And we see a car stuck in the dunes, and we stop to help them because we know we might need that help later. It's hot, and we're digging them out, and now we've got to get back on track. We've got to get back on pace. And the mistakes start. We stop hydrating, we stop eating, we stop communicating. And right now, though, our odometer says that we should see the checkpoint. And it's not there. So I keep driving, I'm starting to get a little nervous. It's not here. Where is it? It should be right here. I slow down, I stop, I look over at Wendy, and I can see her mind is spinning. I can see her blood sugar is totally tanked, and I have no idea what to do. I just know I want her to figure it out. So I try to get her to eat, and she looks at me, and she tells me exactly what I can do with that granola bar. So, okay. I look up at the peak, and I say, oh, you should triangulate. And she says, what is triangulation? And now I know we're lost. We don't know where we are on the map. We don't know where we are on the globe. We're in a remote location. We're in the middle of the Sahara Desert. We don't speak the language, and soon it's going to be dark. What do we do now? Well, it turns out that we made it out, clearly, and she's still one of my best friends, fortunately. But it started with that one truth. We found north. But it was not pretty. And that wasn't the last time I've gotten lost, but it was the moment that I knew I never wanted to feel that way again. Now, as an off-road racer and driver, I've been really fortunate to see these amazing places across the globe and drive amazing terrain. And for about 15 years, I have ended up just training thousands of people to drive and navigate. And it's a great skill. But my favorite job is producing the longest competitive off-road rally in the United States. Just so happens to be for women. It's 8 days of competition. It's 12 plus hours a day with just a map, a compass, and a road book. No cell phones, no GPS, no personal support crews. A driver, a navigator, and a vehicle. That's it. It is incredible, and I have seen a lot. So, I find it amazing that we have all this technology of GPS and navigation right in our pocket on our cell phone, and yet we seem to be more lost than ever, literally and figuratively. But that doesn't have to be our reality. What if I told you that you can become a better life navigator by becoming a better land navigator? Now, I love driving off-road. It's super fun. But the most important skills I've learned from navigation, and trust me, I have learned them the hard way. But by becoming a better navigator, strangely, I actually became a better driver. But most importantly, I became a more skilled teammate, a better partner. I became better at my job. But you don't have to be a rally racer to relate, because every day we drive and navigate. And driving and navigation are these really powerful metaphors for life. And so I want you today to quickly take what took me literally years and years to learn, and I want you to apply it and fast track your success, starting right now, whatever that success looks like. It could be a dream, it could be your goals, or it could be navigating a really difficult challenge. So let's go back to Morocco. What happened? Well, feeling lost is very powerful. Feeling lost is actually being lost. And there's this really strong physiologic process that happens that takes over, and it happened to us. Your heart rate rises, your blood pressure rises, your breathing changes, you start to sweat, you can't think straight. The more strong that feeling, the more strong the response. What happens next? We tend to do a few consistent things. First, we stop. And I don't mean good stop, we're going to figure out what's going on. I mean stop, paralyzed. And then we drive in circles. Search and rescue tells us that people actually are found days or weeks later hiking, walking in circles, and they're actually not that far away from where they started. Kind of feels like life sometimes, right? And then in competition, when the clock is ticking, we do something even crazier. We drive faster. And at 60 miles per hour, we're moving at 88 feet per second, 880 feet in 10 seconds. 1 mile, 1 minute. We are literally driving ourselves more lost, faster. And then that dirty word sneaks in. Blame. We blame the circumstance. We blame the equipment. We blame our teammates, our friend, the person we talk into doing this crazy adventure in the first place. And then if we're the navigator, it's our job to not get lost. We blame ourselves. We say things we can't take back. But it's not getting us unlost any faster. So how do we stop this process and this spinning? How do we become a better navigator? Well, over the years, I've found that there are 3 critical components that build this stable platform for success. Number 1, preparation and building skills. Now you say, of course, but you can't skip this. You have to know the what, why, when, how to use the tools, and then especially what to do if the tool fails. Now, I skipped critical learning because I didn't understand the lesson when they taught it to me. Someone said math, and I just checked out. I didn't learn these skills like plotting a coordinate on a paper map or finding north when the compass breaks. Turns out you can actually use some sticks and some rocks and the shadow of the sun. Pretty cool. I took the same classes, though, as Wendy, and I didn't do the work. I would check out and I would say, oh, well, I'm the driver. She's the navigator. That's her job, not my job. And because I did this, I was a bad teammate. I let her down when she needed me the most, and I put us in an unsafe situation. It turns out that contrary to popular opinion, no, you can't fake it till you make it. Number 2, you want to build the roadmap. So you have your start, you have your finish, and then you build the route to get there. And then you break it off into these little checkpoints along the way so you can verify you're on the right track. You get your heading and your distance and you're precise. And then you visualize it. You build the mental map. That mental map is so important because it's going to keep you on the right track. It's going to keep you from taking the wrong road or taking the easier path, from turning south when you should have gone west. Oh, she's a better navigator. I'll follow her. She must know where she's going. The mental map is always there with you. Even when your paper map blows out the window or the GPS fails. How many people do you see walking around like this? Great navigators keep their eyes up. They read the landscape. They keep their eye on the prize. And then number 3, prepare to get lost because it's going to happen. Number 3 is about building a process and a set of steps. We planned for everything to go right. We didn't plan for things to go wrong. But no plan goes 100% right 100% of the time. If we had had a process, it would have looked like this. We would have stopped the moment we didn't know exactly where we were. Exactly. We would have taken a breath. We would have hydrated. We would have fed ourselves. Then we would have used our compass to find north. And then we would have put our eyes back on our last known point. And we would have then looked at the data. What data do we know? Even what approximate data do we know? We've been driving 270 degrees west into the setting sun. Check. Now what's our distance? Well, even if our odo failed, We can use time and speed. We don't even need a watch. About how long have we been driving? 30 minutes. About how fast have we been going? Oh, about 30 miles per hour. It would have allowed us to narrow the possible and eliminate the impossible. It would have made the problem feel smaller, something that we could handle, something that we could tackle. It turns out that we were actually not that off course. We just felt really lost. So, it's okay to make mistakes. It's how we identify and correct quickly. Now, I've been doing this for a long time, and everybody in training wants to be perfect. Oh, I want to be a great navigator. I want to do this perfectly. But what we found is that perfection is not greatness. So today, when you stand up, I want you to remember the 3 fundamentals. There are no shortcuts, and if you shortcut, you will get lost. But you're going to focus on your journey. You're going to find north. What's your north? Is your north your dream or your goal or something you're going through that's really hard right now? Put your eyes on it. Build your map and set those checkpoints that act as a handrail for you, something that you can check off and that will help you stay on track. And it will also give you the confidence to keep moving. And then I want you to remember that there are incredible truths that we find in nature that are always there and we can count on, and it's not on our cell phone. The sun always rises in the east. It always sets in the west. True north is true. It's a fixed point that the world spins around. And when the night sky happens and it's out there, it's dark and you're lonely, the North Star really is your guide. It is there. It doesn't move. It's like a beacon. But if the clouds cover it, the sun's going to rise again. We have been navigating for centuries. Yes, without an app. You can do it. Even if the compass breaks, you can find your way. Because if I can do it, you can do it. You are your own compass. You have an internal GPS. Turn it on. And when it's tough, remember, you are never as lost as you think you are. Thank you.